Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for joining us today for the Auto Ads launch Hangout on Air. We are really excited to bring this product launch to you, and we are excited to take you through this journey on how this product was developed and how we decided to come up with this format and how this product is going to help you grow your revenue. As you as you know that today we have a packed agenda, and these are the list of speakers. First is myself, Ajay Luther. I work as the partner monetization specialist. We have Shunsuke from Tokyo, who's the product technical specialist. And for the first time ever, we have Scott Sheffer, who is the VP of online partnerships, who will be joining us as well in this session. Moving on. This is the agenda for the day. What are AdSense Auto Ads? How do they work? Why should publishers try AdSense Auto Ads? How do you implement these AdSense Auto Ads? What are the common myths around AdSense Auto Ads? And we've got a lot of questions from you guys, which we're going to try and answer as much as possible live. And we will go through that in the last section. What are AdSense Auto Ads? How do they work? As you know, AdSense has been around for a really long time, and one of the feedback that we constantly receive from our publishers is that they want to spend more time on content and less time on ad operations. So, listening to all the feedback that you have provided us over the years, this is something that we have sent back to the product, and they have come up with this amazing product where it's very simple to implement and very easy to use. So we're going to jump straight into it to see what auto ads are and how they work. AdSense Auto Ads can help monetize new placements while maintaining a good user experience. AdSense Auto Ads are simple, innovative way for publishers to automatically monetize their page with just a single piece of ad code. Can you imagine just monetizing the whole page with just one piece of code? That's what we have in store for you, and we hope you are excited to learn more about this. This is how it works. As you know, Google has announced itself to be an AI first company, and this reflects the most on the products that we make. As you can see, Google has used its machine learning and AI technology to come up with the AdSense Auto Ads product. So this is how the AdSense machine learning works, and this is how the system decides what ads to show, when to show, where to show, and how to show these ads. So machine learning. As the first step, it detects the page structure and identifies the potential new ad placements. Once it scans your page and detects what are the potential new ad placements, it then goes on to detect if there are existing Google ads on that page, which means your existing hard-coded ads from either DFP or AdSense that exist on that page. So the common myth is you cannot use AdSense Auto Ads without while you're using manual ads. That is not true. You can use manual ads and auto ads together. In fact, we even recommend using manual and auto together. So detecting the existing Google ads on the page, it goes on then to place new ads based on the existing manual ads, ad density limits, and the format performance. So as you can see, it it scans your page, identifies potential new ad placements, goes on to detect if there are any existing ads, and then places new ads based on the existing manual ads, ad density limits, and format performance, which means that there's nothing that you need to choose, and you can change only the ads that you don't want to keep and replace them with auto ads. We had run a survey, and we had analyzed your accounts to identify what percentage of the revenue comes from what percentage of the ad. And the really interesting thing over here is 80% of the revenue comes from less than 20% of the ads, which means that as long as you have your ads that are currently working and contributing to the majority of your revenue, you can replace the ads that are not contributing to your revenue with auto ads to see the incremental revenue and the improvement in user experience and the great performance that it can drive. We will go into it more now. Why should publishers try auto ads? Auto ads helps publishers to move towards a more dynamic and scalable ad experience. If you remember the old days, as for all the people who've been with AdSense for a really long time, publisher needs to use different tags on different sizes, formats, placements, and pages. You need to spend a lot of time optimizing the ads on your page to maximize the revenue. But today, we're taking all that away from you. We're coming to the future. One tag solution, simple and customizable within UI. Second is the optimization is done by Google to keep the user experience and revenue high. So it takes care of your ad density, it takes care of your revenue, it takes care of your user experience, and it's helping you save so much time. What can you do when you save this time? You can focus on making more and more content. Now, with AdSense Auto Ads, publishers can focus on content and leave monetization and optimization to AdSense. What are the major benefits? Apart from the fact that you can save time and focus on content, there are three benefits that are quantifiable, easy to measure, and things that you can do. One is ease of use. As you know, it's just placing a simple piece of code on your header tag. That's it. On every page that you want to use auto ads, just a simple piece of code that is generated from your AdSense account, placed on the header tag, and that's it. It will automatically start showing the ads. The second is the incremental revenue. Like I said, most of your revenue is coming from less than 20% of the ad units in your account. So you need to identify the remaining 80% of the ad units that you are using and see if you can replace them with auto ads, because auto ads gives you a very simple way to control, customize, and also gives you a great user experience. The last benefit is that true, it is an automated solution, true that we are doing the heavy lifting for you, but what you have to remember is we are doing the heavy lifting, but we are doing it with giving you more control. We are giving you more control than you have ever had. We're letting you control on what pages you want to serve what ads. We're letting you control the format. We're letting you control the type of ads. We're letting you control on what device you want to customize your ads. All of this with just one simple code implementation. As you know, auto ads are easy to set up and allow publishers to customize their settings within their AdSense account. Publisher just tags the site only once and then they don't need to paste the code again. There's just one tag on the header that you need to paste, and that's it. That's all you need to do. They can customize their settings in your AdSense account at any time without making changes to the ad code, which means that once you go into your AdSense account, you can customize everything with just the toggle of a button. And that's all you have to do after you place the code. As you can see, that was the ease of use that we spoke about. And now we all know that revenue is one of the most important things to our publishers, and we value this a lot. Auto ads can bring you incremental revenue and maintain a good user experience. A good user experience results in a great load time, which means that your page becomes faster. Page becoming faster means that your experience is better. If your experience is better, you have a better retention rate, which means that your bounce rate is lesser. And if you have all of this, you have a better chance of getting a better ranking in terms of your organic listings. And then all of this will culminate into you getting a much better revenue. So when we did the early beta for auto ads, we saw about 10% incremental revenue on pages where auto ads were implemented. So here are some of the benefits. Auto ads work well on their own or with manually placed ads, and publishers don't have to choose between them. Please remember this because we saw several questions around this. Auto ads work well and they're on their own, or they work well with manually placed ads. You do not have to remove your existing top performing units. So which means that you get to keep your top performing units and you get to test all the other formats in the remaining slots, which is a great experience for everyone, both the user, yourself, and the advertiser. Average revenue uplift depends on how well the page is currently monetizing. Please keep this in mind that if your page is already monetizing well, if your page is already doing well, because we have all been working together over the years, and a lot of you have managed to optimize and make your pages really, really good and really amazing user experience. So if your page is already monetizing well, auto ads might not even show up because the system knows that this is the best suited placement for your page and you already have a manual ad against it. So auto ads accounts for everything. So this makes sure that your top performing units that are already present are performing and continuing to perform, but everything else around it you stand to gain because you're not gaining anything at the moment, and with auto ads you stand a chance of making the most out of this. Multiple ad formats are available for you guys within auto ads. So as you can see, as publishers, you guys can decide between text and display, in article ads, in feed ads, matched content, anchor, and vignette ads. And you can see on the right side of this of the screenshot that I've posted, it's just a simple toggle to choose what type of ad you want to show. You don't have to worry about anything else. Just one tag on the page and choose what kind of ad you want to show. So as you can clearly notice over here, the couple of formats say mobile only, mobile only, mobile only. We all know how mobile is growing. We have spoken about this in the past. Mobile search has taken over desktop search. Mobile is where all the actions at. So if you look at it, you have more options that are on mobile than on desktop, because desktop, the manual ads are pretty fixed. So you can still test it on desktop, but we would highly recommend on mobile, you turn on all the formats for auto ads, and then you test which formats are showing up and which formats are performing well on your page. And then after you collect enough data, you can turn off the formats that are not working well for you, and you can just continuously serve only the formats that are working well for you. As you know, previously we've discussed the native in articles. You know that in article pages you want to serve native in articles. And so what you can go ahead and do is you can go ahead to article pages and just choose to show native in article ads. On the home page of mobile, you know that the 300 cross 250 banner does really well with high viewability on the first viewpoint. So you can make sure only that is enabled in the home page. The control is with you guys. You have all the control. We're just doing the heavy lifting. Make sure to make the most out of this. And this is going to definitely enhance your experience with working with AdSense. Publishers can show different ad formats on different pages as their site using URL groups. This is so important. We have heard your feedback on the products that we've made before. You want more control, we are giving you more control. You can set specific settings on page and URL level using URL groups and make sure that the in article, like for example, as I said earlier, you can make sure that the in-article ad shows up in the article pages or the home page. So all you have to do is go to the interface, create a URL group. You may already have data to know that particular URLs on your site perform really, really well with a particular format. So you don't need auto ads to test. Just group those URLs together and enable them for that respective ad unit. It could be native, it could be in-feed, it could be even matched content. But we would definitely recommend that on pages where you don't have high performing units at the moment, enable auto ads completely to see what are the good units, to see what is performing well, and then make your call. Always make your call based on data and be analytical about how you choose what formats on what pages to make sure that your users have a great experience. Auto ads are especially recommended for the following publishers and for publishers who are struggling with their monetization. If you look at it, publishers who hardcode AdSense or use DFP to manage, you can use auto ads, because auto ads will detect your manual ads and not disrupt the existing placements. It is a top up solution. It is not a replacement of your existing ad formats. Please remember that it is a top up solution. Secondly, publishers who don't already have too many ads on your page or all their pages. A lot of publishers we know struggle a lot with coverage. because a lot of you might not have the time and resources to place ad units on all your pages. So all you have to do is just do this one time. Just put the tags on all your pages and let auto ads control the ad serving for you. And publishers who are struggling with monetization, like I said, guys, I cannot emphasize and repeat more on, majority of your revenue is coming from less than 20% of your units. Do not forget that. That means there are 80% of the units that where you have an opportunity to test auto ads. And I think this is a great opportunity for you to finally find out in an automatic scalable way what ads work on what pages. For publishers, where it's less likely that auto ads will do well is publishers with floating menus, and may not be a good fit for auto ads, but we would still ask you to test on these pages, because with floating menus, it's we have not seen any issues up until now. But we want to caution you guys, when you are going to use auto ads on with pages with floating menus, do A/B test on pages with floating menus that have auto ads, pages with floating menus that do not have auto ads, and then sort of take a call. The second is sites that have inflexible layout may not be a good fit for auto ads. So please make sure that you go ahead and you look at these two parameters when you're going to implement, and see which bucket or which segment of publishers you fall under. How to implement auto ads. Guys, I cannot emphasize on how easy this is. Even anyone can do this, like literally anyone. You do not have to be an expert in ad operations, or you do not need to know anything. You just generate the tag and you place it on the header. And here's some good news for you guys. For publishers already using Anchor and Widget ads, we automatically migrated their settings to auto ads. So you do not even have to worry about it. You do not need to paste the ad code again. Auto ads and page level ads use the same ad code. Use the toggle button from within AdSense UI to try new formats. If you do not like page level and ads, and you do not like vignette ads, you can turn them off. You can just stick to native ads, and you can stick to banner ads and all of that stuff. You can make changes to your auto ad settings at any time without having to change your code, which means that you can try things really fast. The amount of time that you're going to save and the amount of time that you will have to invest on in the content that you make for your users is going to be immense. And that's what we want to facilitate. We want to bring you back to focusing on making amazing content that you have been making all these years. Publishers new to auto ads can create auto ads through the My Ads section. Simple step by step standard procedure, guys. Sign into your AdSense account. Navigation, look for the My Ad section. You guys all know where it is. Click on auto ads, choose your global settings, use the controls to select the formats that you'd like to show. Like I said, if you have manually placed ads, don't worry, it will not replace them. It will just show the best formats for that, but at that particular page at that particular time. So you do not need to worry about that. Leave automatically to get new formats. Like for example, we used to always get feedback saying that there are some formats that are available to some publishers, and there are formats that are not available to some publishers. This is all gone. If you leave auto ads on, once we have a new format, it will just flow through your auto ads tag. You don't have to make another change again. Every page is tagged once, and that's it. That's how easy it has become. Place the code on your page, paste the ad code between the header tag. As you can see in the example here, we will be sending you this information later on. You will have a recording of this session. You can go, there is more and more information on how you can implement it, and we will be answering your questions like I said earlier. So please go. And auto ads is so simple that you guys could actually do the implementation right now during the session, and then you can share with us your feedback. And we'd like to thank you so much for all the feedback that you keep giving us. It helps make our products better, it helps improve the overall user experience, and we want you to continue to provide as much feedback as possible. For all the publishers who are using WordPress, and I know there's a lot of you who are using WordPress, can use auto ads code via the plugin and paste into their theme file. Again, we have a guide on how to implement this on WordPress. You don't have to worry about it. You just use the plugin and place the ad or paste it directly into your theme file. There's a ton of resources around this. In the AdSense UI, if you can see, once you go to the My Ad section and look at the auto ads, very simple. It says Get Started. You click on Get Started. It gives you the option of all the different formats that are available. And once you see all the different formats that are available, you just toggle between the formats. You just enable or disable, and then automatically you just take the piece of code and you put it into your header, and that's it. That's all you have to do. And like we said, you can create URL groups to customize what ad formats show up on what pages. So this way you are able to truly control. This is automation with incremental control. This is what we want to do. We want to empower you to spend more time on creating content, worry less about ad operations, and also give you as much control to make sure that you feel comfortable with the product that we are giving you. As you can see, this is where the publisher will select the URL. You just select the URLs, and you can add specific URLs, and you can group them into one, and then you can just, next time you want to change something, you just need to go to the URL group and just change it. You don't have to do anything else. We are making it really, really simple. As you can see, publisher can select the ad format to enable in the URL group. So for specific URL groups, specific formats, this is a great way for you to first test all formats across all URLs, then do some analysis on what formats work and what URLs, and then create URL groups and go ahead and make that very clear on what formats you want to show on what URLs. Also remember, guys, from the slide that I showed you earlier, there are formats that are the formats are available across, all are available on mobile. There are specific formats that are available on desktop. So as you can see, it clearly tells you in this screenshot what are the formats that you can use, you can't use, and how you can specify them, and how you can control the placements of these formats as well. You can review the URL group as well, and the URL setting will override the global setting for the URLs they have been selected. This is something that I want you to go through with me, which is one URL group can override another. For example, you assign an URL group to example.com and another to the forums and .example.com. Your URL group setting for example.com will override the setting for all the URLs under the forum.example.com. So you do not, it is giving you control, but please remember that this is something that will happen. So make sure that you are mindful of this. We will again send you the material to you, so you can keep going through this and make sure that you optimize your accounts and your ads to give you like an amazing performance. Reporting. I know we have heard from you guys before, like with all some of our other products, that our reporting has not always been clear, and this is something that we should provide you for you to assess how this is going. So as you can see, there are the very simple reporting. One is the performance report. You just go to ad formats, and it just tells you what ad formats the auto ads is using, whether it's text, whether it's display, whether it's vignette, anchor, whether it's in page, in article, however you want. It's as simple as that. You can further to go through more advanced reporting. You can even look at the ad behavior to understand how your users are interacting with the ads. So here are some best practices that I'd like to highlight before we get into some of the other myth busting sessions, and like before we go forward. Just to reiterate, before customizing for different pages, opt into all formats to see what works best. This is specifically prevalent for the mobile pages. Customize for different pages, opt into all formats to see what works best. Suggest to test the auto ads in addition to the existing ad units to compare the results. Please compare manual versus auto ads. This will give you a great amount of uh, like insight into what is working. Maybe you never tried a format before. Maybe you've never used match content before. Once you enable all opt-ins and you see that match content has come in and match content has kicked in and match content is giving you a lot of retention, please make sure that you try everything out and then decide what are the ones you want to use and what are the ones you don't want to use. Also remember that this takes care of the whole ad density angle, and you know what it means if it takes care of the ad density angle, which means that no longer wrong placements, bad placements, all your ads will always be compliant according to policy, and it will make sure that it does not, place too many ads by ruining the experience. Exclude auto ads on pages where competitor tags are hard coded. Guys, this is something for all of you that are working with other third party networks. Please exclude auto ads on pages where there are competitor tags hard coded, as this is something that we do not guarantee and we want to call it out upfront. Again, like I said, do not include auto ads on pages with floating menus and inflexible layouts. Again, regarding to floating menus, it is not a best practice to try this, but you can test it out once, because so far we have not heard anything from any of our publishers who have tried it. So we tell you to go ahead and give it a shot if you can. And if you feel that it's not working, please do let us know. Your feedback is most valuable to us as always. So don't include auto ads on pages with floating menus or inflexible layouts. So moving forward, we're moving to the myth busting session, and this is going to be taken by uh, Shinsuke, who is the product technical specialist who is based out of Tokyo. So he's going to walk you through the myth busting session and what it is that you have to watch out for, what are the common misconceptions that you have. And in between this, we will have Scott joining us as well, and he will be talking to you specifically. Actually, we will start with Scott, who is with us in the room right now. Scott is the VP of Online Partnership Group, and he works with us very closely, and he's visiting us from the US. So over to you, Scott. We are talking to the India publishers about auto ads.
Great. Well, good afternoon, everyone. As you mentioned, my name is Scott Sheffer, and I lead the online partnerships group here at Google, which is part of the global partnerships team. I've been working with Google and publishers and developers for over a decade, and it's really exciting to be part of this live stream and share my vision on how the business and our products are moving and how we hope that they can help you grow your business. However, before I get into some of my comments today, I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you all for creating amazing content, continue to do that, and really continue to help users explore the world of amazing content in India. You've been a huge part of our business, and I really appreciate your contribution and your partnership. So I think just stepping back for a second, we announced in 2017 that Google intended to be an AI-first company, that we'd really focus on bringing the power of artificial intelligence and machine learning to solve problems for our users. And so we're increasing our investment in machine learning and applying this technology to different areas of our publisher business, as well as other areas of our business, to really help you grow your business. And take today, for example, we're all here to celebrate the launch of our newest ad format called Auto Ads. And this capability is really the first of its kind, and a true reflection of our artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities. We're now able to monetize your pages with a simple single piece of code, which gives you easy access to formats like native, match content, and many others. And really the intention of this is to help you focus on your passion of building amazing and great content that adds value to users. We want to share the burden of ad operations with you while giving you control and freedom on what ads to place and where to place them. I think this is like super exciting, and I can't wait to hear what you think. I know initial uptake in many places has been really, really positive, and I think it's just a great way of Google helping publishers around the world focus on creating great content, and we can help you monetize that as well in a very easy and automated kind of way. It's the best of both worlds. So the other thing I just want to talk a little bit about India and our commitment to the Indian market. India is one of Google's biggest markets globally, and we're all very, very excited for the future of our partners in India. India has roughly 230 million 234 million Indian language users who are online, compared to about 175 million English web users. And it's expected that an additional 300 million or more, I think, depending on how things go, hopefully more, 300 million more Indian language users will come online over the next 4 years. That's super exciting for everyone in the digital world, whether you're a content creator, whether you're Google or you're an advertiser or a user, because all these users are going to come online, lots of content is going to be created. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful thing. The world's going to be even more tightly connected. The most important aspect of making the web more useful and meaningful is to really make India's internet more representative of all of India, because today it's really focused, the content online is really focused on English. So today about 43% of internet users in India primarily use Indic languages. And that's expected to go up to about 62% by 2020, which is a huge number, right? And if you look at in the world today, there's not many places where that many new people are going to be coming online to the internet. It's super exciting. That's one of the reasons I was just in India, to talk to our team there about that market. So over the past 2.5 years, we've launched 3 new languages: Hindi, Bengali, and our latest addition is Tamil. So Google's going to continue our commitment to support more languages and encourage the content creation on the web. We think it's a great virtuous circle. Content creation brings in users, users bring in advertising dollars lead to the creation of more content. And we hope that the new generation of content generators who are coming online will have the opportunity to freely express their passion in the language that they choose to use primarily. So in order to really maximize all these opportunities, I would urge all of you to continue focusing on making great content and providing a great user experience in order to help build a successful future. The ecosystem really only works if all the pieces of it work together in a way that makes sense for everyone. Great content gives a great user experience, which brings in advertisers and other types of funding, which then leads back and so on and so forth in a nice virtuous circle. So please make sure that you abide by all of our AdSense policies to help build a safer, cleaner, and sustainable ecosystem. This will help protect the integrity of your content, and it'll help protect our advertisers, who are thankfully paying for a lot of this, right? So a safe environment for users, publishers, and advertisers will result in greater success for all of us. We're here to help grow your business, and we want to thrive in this evolving space of digital publishing. Google's eager to partner with you to build your business, and I thank all of you for working with us in this space.
This is, like, I'd like to reiterate, this is the first time that we're having someone like Scott attend a hangout like this. We hope you're really excited. We're really excited about the future of India and what we have in store. And all of these products that we are bringing to you is about helping you make your lives much easier and helping us help you. So thank you, Scott. Thank you for joining us. And we're going to jump into the myth-busting session of the auto ads. And over to you, Shunsuke.
Hi, thank you so much. So my name is Shunsuke. I'm based in the Tokyo office, and I'm a product technical specialist. So I work with my colleagues like Ajay, where if he faces technical, or if publishers face technical issues, he would escalate those questions to me, and I would try to troubleshoot them. If it's a bug, I would escalate it to the engineering team. And so I work closely with the product team and closely with my colleagues like Ajay. And so first, I wanted to do some myth busting. I know you're really excited about auto ads with Ajay's presentation and Scott's words, and so I just wanted to do some myth busting first to make sure that all the myths that you might have, all the things that you might be thinking about auto ads right now are busted, and then I will jump onto the Q&As. Thank you so much for submitting your questions. I'll try to answer as much as possible, and so that you can move on to your AdSense account and then turn on auto ads and then place them into your pages. So some of the myths that we've heard, these are from the questions that you've submitted and from the escalations that I've received, is that I have to do I have to delete my manually added ads to use auto ads? Ajay talked about it a lot in his presentation. No, you do not have to. So there's no need for publishers to remove existing ads before trying out auto ads. So auto ads will detect all the Google placed ads. So that means AdSense and DFP. And if there are other good placements that are already not taken, will auto ads will start placing ads there. So the second myth that I've heard is that auto ads will cause latency in ad serving because of all the ad placement detections. So there's a lot of heavy performance procedures that goes on. We have to look at the page, we have to look at the structure of the page, detect the structure so that we can understand where would be a good placement. And as we said, we're going to be detecting the Google ads. So there's a lot of procedure that's pretty heavy that's being done to be serving ads automatically. But the good news is that AdSense is analyzing the page before the ad request is sent. And so before the user even looks at your page, we're going to be analyzing those pages. And we're going to be doing this offline. So there will be no latency or more CPU usage on the client or the browser side. So the third myth that I hear a lot is that AMP auto ad code is the same as auto ads code. So for the publishers who are using AMP, you know that there's a certain ways that you have to write your AMP pages. And for auto ads, you cannot copy and paste the auto ads code onto your AMP page. You actually have to generate the AMP auto ads code and then place them onto your AMP page. So this is because AMP has a certain way to write it, and if you copy and paste the auto ads code onto your AMP page directly, then it's not going to be a valid AMP page. So you're not going to be getting the benefits of AMP. So AMP auto ads is actually already available for everybody. So you can find this in the lab section. So you can go through the lab section, turn it on, and read the guidelines on how you can place AMP auto ads onto your AMP pages. The fourth one is you can't blacklist pages so that certain URL groups won't serve ads. So the concern from this publisher is that if I turn on auto ads, then I'm going to have these formats that I turned on be serving for my entire sites. And there are certain pages like, say, homepage or the login page where I don't want ads to be served at all. So you can actually leverage the URL groups and then group the pages that you don't want any ads to be served, and then turn off all the ad formats. So you're still going to be having the auto ads ad tag in your header, but by turning off all the formats, we're not going to be serving any ads onto those pages. So this is a way that you can leverage URL groups to blacklist certain URL groups. So these are the myths that I wanted to bust before I move on to the Q&As. And so thank you so much again for submitting all your questions. The first question that I'd like to jump into is an implementation question. And the question is, I've placed auto ads code, but I don't see any ads. Did I do anything wrong? And so the answer to this question is that in contrast to the manually added ads, there's not much that you can do wrong in terms of implementation for auto ads because it's only one piece of code that you have to place in the header. However, there are still reasons that auto ads will not be serving onto your page. And one of them is the policy enforcements. So auto ads will respect the policy enforcements. So if there are some non-policy compliant contents on your page, auto ads will respect that and will not be placing any ads. And also something to keep in mind is that auto ads will only place ads if there are good placements. So this means that auto ads will not be placing any ads if there are no good, if we didn't detect any good placements on your page. And even if this happens, the product will be working as intended. So for example, if a simple page with a little bit of content and then auto ads tries to detect a good placement, if we didn't detect any good placements, no ads will be served. And this won't be like a policy violation. It'll just mean that we didn't find any good placements and we think that placing ads on this page will break the user experience. So the second question that I'd like to jump onto, or second set of questions that I'd like to jump onto are the integration of auto ads onto other platforms. So the first platform that I'd like to talk about is the AMP platform. I've talked about it in the myth busting, but it just as a reminder, you cannot copy and paste your auto ads codes onto your AMP page because it will cause the AMP pages to be invalid. So we have AMP auto ads specifically for AMP pages, and you can turn that on into the lab section on your AdSense account, and then follow those instructions on how you can implement auto ads on your AMP pages. The second platform that I'd like to talk about is WordPress. This was also covered in the presentation, but so you can go look at the help center and see how you can insert ads onto the WordPress sites. The implementation will depend on how you're currently implementing ads onto your WordPress sites, or however you feel most comfortable. So you can either use a theme to place the ads, or you can use a plugin to place the ads. But the Help Center article has different methods that you can place auto ads onto the site, onto your site. So please look at that article and then see which method works best for you. The third platform for integrating auto ads is Blogger. We heard a lot of questions from you as well on how do I place auto ads on Blogger. So for Blogger, we've had a few publishers who have successfully implemented auto ads on Blogger by editing the HTML of the theme and placing the auto ads code on the head. So we don't have an official documentation or the Help Center article telling you how you can place auto ads on Blogger like WordPress, but we've had successful publishers. So please try putting the auto ads code into the head section by editing the HTML of the theme and see if it works. If it doesn't work, please provide us with the feedback, and then we will work with the Blogger team to see what we can do to help. The third question is that I'd like to dive into is, will auto ads affect my website latency? So the answer is no, it will not affect the website latency or the ad serving latency. And this is because we're doing all the understanding of the structure of the pages and finding where the good placements, ad placements are offline. And this happens when you actually turn on auto ads. And so this is the reason why we have the warning that it takes about 10 to 20 minutes before the ads start serving. During those 10 to 20 minutes, we're actually going to your pages, loading those pages in a headless browser, and then trying to understand the structure of the page. So during those 10 to 20 minutes is where all the heavy lifting happens. And when the user actually requests for the ads, that's when the ads start serving. So it's the procedure after the ad request is sent is not much different than a manually placed ad. So you will not be expecting, so you shouldn't be expecting any website latency or any ad serving latency. Now, the last question that I'd like to dive into is the reporting. And so the question is, how can I check the performance of auto ads since there are no ad units associated with ad serving? So I know many of you checked your performance by ad units. And so you go on My Ads and then click on look at the performance for each ad unit. And because there's no more definition of ad units for auto ads, you're actually going to have to look at the performance by the formats of auto ads. And in the presentation, there was a screenshot of it, but you can see the performance report by filtering by ad formats. And you should be able to see the performance of auto ads broken down into 3 dimensions. So requested ad types, ad formats, and ad placements. Yeah, so these are the questions that we saw a lot in the cases in the questions that were escalated to me, or the questions that you submitted before before. And so I want to pass it on to Ajay to see if you want to pick up some other questions that you received.
Okay. Thank you, Shun. Thank you for answering all these questions. I think Shun has brought up a lot of important factors. I'd just like to reiterate on a couple of important points just to make sure that we are all in sync with what is happening. So the first thing that I want to call out is, yes, it does work with your manual ads. Please remember to not remove your high performing ad units and to use this as a top-up solution and to use this on ad slots that are not performing or not contributing much to your revenue. Secondly, if you have new pages, the best way to test what units work best for your page is to make all the units available on your page, on your new pages, and then see which ones are working best. then group all of the URLs that work for a particular format and then control them from there. Second is AMP. We have spoken about AMP in a similar session quite a few times last year. And guys, I cannot reiterate again how important AMP is for you and how much it makes a difference. So please, if you don't already have AMP pages, go ahead out there to make some AMP pages, because the experience is great, the user experience is great, and that's the most important thing. Make sure that you have an AMP page for all your mobile pages that are there, to provide a great user experience, to get a great organic ranking. But the auto ads implementation is not the same for AMP. There is a different implementation. So we will send you more information about this. Please continue to go ahead and read online about auto ads for AMP. Also, you should see it before the session. We launched or the AMP auto ads, and it will be available in the labs section of your under experiments in your AdSense front end. So go to AdSense front end, go to experience, go to labs, and there you will see auto ads for AMP. So please do test it out and let us know the feedback, what you think about this, and how we can make this better for you. Um, at this moment, Blogger is again a big concern, and we will try to work to provide you more information around auto ads implementation into Blogger. We have seen publishers who use auto ads for Blogger, who insert it within the feed, and they do get good performances. So please do go ahead and read about the Blogger implementation. Like we did for Blogger and AMP, we will go ahead and make a documentation for Blogger and auto ads, and we will come back to you and we will send all of you an email with the exact implementation steps for Blogger. So we will work more closely to provide you these solutions so that you don't have to go out and search for things yourself. So this is something that we take as a commitment and we will do to you. One of the other things that I would like to reiterate is just make sure that you use the time that's being saved to create amazing content. And like as Scott mentioned today as well, we are committed to growing India. We are committed to growing the web ecosystem. We have already launched 3 languages in the last 2 years, and our latest language is Tamil. So there are more and more non-English users that are coming online. As publishers, take it upon yourself to see whether you can start making content in any of these 3 languages. Like I said, we are having even the Tamil launch that happened. In fact, we will be doing a Tamil launch event in Chennai for the first time as a part of Google. So if you are a publisher who is interested and who is based out of Chennai, please do give us a shout and we will send you an invite to come over and join us for the Google for Tamil event, which is going to be fantastic, by the way. We are committed to providing you the best experience, the best products, and making your life easy so that you can do what you like doing, that is turning your passion into profit. And we are going to give you the ads that you can count on. Having said this, it has been a great pleasure talking to you guys today. We will follow up with the deck. We will send you a feedback form. Please do fill out the feedback. Let us know how you like these sessions. Would you want us to do them more often? Would you want them on a weekly basis? Would you want them on a monthly basis? Whatever works for you the best, we are willing to do that for you. So please share your feedback. We will share the deck via email, and by tomorrow it will be available on the description of the video. So go ahead and come back to the video, share this video with your publisher friends, your communities, and let everybody know that auto ads is here. It's an innovative and simple way to use AdSense with just implementing one simple code on your header tag. And please make the most out of this. Thank you all for attending the session and continuing to create this amazing content for us and for your users. Please go ahead and continue to do the same. I hope you have an amazing week, an amazing time, and thank you. Signing off from the live stream. My name is Ajay. I work as the partner monetization specialist, and that's Shinsuke from Tokyo. He's the product technical specialist, and we appreciate the time that you've taken to participate in this session. Hope you have an amazing day. Cheers.
Thank you very much.